ورحمة الله وبركاته. أيها الناس الحبيب. Peace be upon you in the mercy of Allah and His sanctification, O beloved people. Al-Yawm Sabt. Shabbat Shalom. Today is the 7th, which means that Saturn's energy is accentuated. Saturn, being the planet of restriction, is in the sign of Aries, the sign of leadership, in 1 degrees, which is the 2nd degree. The number is 1, and that energy is initiation. So, today is a good day to be a leader or a pioneer in initiating some sort of restriction on self. 1 being the number of self, Aries being the natural ruler of the first house of identity. For example, today I am choosing to fast, deciding to fast. Because when you decide, you cut off other options. When you choose, there are options. I'm deciding to fast today to take advantage of the Saturnian energy, which is ruled by Mars, which is in 10 degrees Virgo. Virgo being the sign of aid, Mars being action or aggression. 10 being the numerological karmic number of ethereal renewal, which reduces to 1, which is initiation. So these energies coincide. Mercury rules Virgo. Mercury is in 9 degrees Leo. 9 is completion, completing of a cycle, or completion at the end of a cycle before a new cycle begins. Leo being the sign of attention, Mercury being the sign of perception. So you want to completely perceive a lofty end. We've talked about this many times. Today takes on a more serious note because it's Saturnian energy, Draconian energy, the Draco constellation. So, the Sun rules over Mercury, the Sun being in 14 degrees Cancer. 14 is the karmic number. The karmic number indicates where one is overdoing something. The only karmic number that is a completely positive number is 10. Karmic numbers are 13, 10, 13, 14, 16, and then 19, which reduces to 10, which reduces to 1. 1 indicates the abuse of something, right? 1 Aries, overdoing something. And the next number represents what's being overdone or what's being abused. 4 representing work, right? Taurian energy. So 1 would overwork themselves in this degree of Cancer for this day. And what are they overworking? Because Cancer is not dealing with actual physical work per se. Cancer deals with intuition internally, your emotions, what's going on the inside, the mood. So the overworking of emotions, right, in the Cancerian degree, sign, the degree for the Cancerian sign, that is ruled by the moon. Now, how to rework this karma is to reduce the numbers. That shows you how you work that energy out. So 14 reduces to 5. 5 is expression, right? Through communication, that is. So it actually aligns with Gemini, the sign, and Mercury, as far as communication is concerned. So it's communication. So if you communicate what's going on internally today, it will help rework the energies of today, being the karmic day. The moon is in 17 degrees Scorpio. Still very intense energy, very intense mood. So communication of these intense moods is vital for today. Right, 17 carrying with it the energy of 8, reducing to 8. 8 is organization and structure, and the acquisition of material resources, which money is associated with that. Money itself is actually ruled by Taurus or Venus. Real money, that is. The value system is the second house, which balances out with the 8th house. But the actual physical money, which is the coin, that concept is ruled by Taurus, and the coin and the metal itself is ruled by whatever sign. Gold being ruled by Leo, silver being ruled by Cancer. Go figure where we're at, why those two got taken away in master number years of 33 and 55. The energy cycles from the moon to Pluto, which is at 3 degrees Aquarius. Pluto being the planet of regeneration, Aquarius being the sign of meditation, 3 being the number of attention and expression through energy itself, through vital essence itself, correlating to the sign of Leo, being ruled by Mars. Being ruled by the Sun. Now, I don't usually talk about co-rulers, but since we're dealing with Saturnian energy today, Saturn is actually a co-ruler of Aquarius. Right? Uranus is the major ruler of Aquarius, but Saturn is the secondary co-ruler of Aquarius. So the energy streams 2 ways. From Pluto, it goes to Uranus and Saturn. From Uranus, it goes to Venus, because Uranus is still in 29 degrees Taurus, the critical degree, the 30th degree. 2-9 being 11, right? 11 is a master number, master teacher, master enlightener. So we're being enlightened during this time period on physical resources and just how important they are. And yeah, I'm going to do my predictions on the video where I'm going to talk about Uranus ingressing into Gemini on the 7th, the day of the moon's accentuation, right? Yalma is 80, the second day. And that's going to be powerful energy. I really got to sit down and do that. So there's a treat coming for y'all later. But yeah, the energy cycles from Uranus in Taurus to Venus in Gemini. Venus being the planet of attraction and repulsion, Gemini being the sign of mental versatility. And then from Venus back to Mercury, and then the cycle starts over again, right? Because from Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Uranus, Venus, Mercury. So Mercury has 2 streams of energy coming in at once, from Mars and from Venus. So it has to govern both of those, and then send that energy to the sun, and to the moon, and back to Pluto, and then it starts over again. Right? So if you restrict, you place restrictions on yourself, you must follow through with the action. Remember that the action is practical. You're aiding yourself and others by limiting yourself today. Then the energy goes from Mars into Mercury, which means you reflect on what you're doing, keep it lofty in your mind. Then that energy cycles back to your purpose, right? The purpose of the day, which is anticipation, but through the degree is communication to resolve overworking your moods and your emotions, which is ruled by the moon today, which will be very intense, and the 17th, in the 18th degree, degree 17, which is 8, which reduces back to organization and structure in the acquiring of material resources, right? And then that energy itself cycles back to Pluto, which is regeneration through meditation of the degree of expression, self-expression, through energy and behaviors, not so much through communication, which cycles to Uranus, which is innovation, which is in Venus, which is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, innovation of resources, right? And Venus, again, goes back to Mercury. Restriction, action, restriction, action, communication, sense of purpose, mood or intuition, regeneration. Then from regeneration goes to innovation and back to restriction. And then from innovation it goes to attraction and repulsion, and then back to communication. Keep that in mind. That's how the energy flows for the day. I'm teaching you how to navigate the energy. I know it's a lot to put in your mind, because my thought patterns is like 200 thoughts at one time. But it's not a problem for me, because I can put it all together and communicate it, which is a gift from the Most High. Alhamdulillah for that. So yeah, I'm not going to make this one too long. I'm trying to work on making shorter videos for the TikTok attention span, and keep my longer videos for YouTube. Yeah, I had to link my YouTube to TikTok. But yes, which is under the same username. But yeah, that's it for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ayyuhan nas al-habib. May your day be filled with love, light, and learning. Wada'an.